Playing with the boys. Do 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 do. Playing with a boy. Very odd place I just realized to sing this song as I walk past an elementary school. I don't want to be screaming about playing with boys too much while I'm here. Anywho, folks, unannounced, spur of the moment cast here. This is for the later viewers. God bless anyone who ended up watching this live, but we don't do super chat anyway, so we don't beg for super chats anyway. We welcome them with open arms, but spur of the moment, leaving my house, walking to the train. We have a huge week of content coming up. Heading to Vermont with Mead in a mere 2 days. Thursday we'll be live from the Silk City headquarters with Jeff Levine on Thursday. With me, Mead, and Jeff Levine. We'll be live from the Vermont cabin for sports with Mead and probably our other buddy Nick, who joined us last year. And there'll most likely be a Ski Mask Collective featuring Ski Mask host somewhere and all of that. But anywho, this is a sports show, Sports Mask Collective, episode 90, as we steam towards episode 100. Unbelievable what's happening out here. Really, no one believed it, but there's no stopping now. We can't stop here. This is backcountry. The New York Mets, the season is over. The run is over. The magic is done. You could see the playoff beard is gone. I couldn't look at it, shaved it. Monday morning, it was gone. Couldn't bear to look at it anymore. So, the New York Mets over the filthy... Hold on, there's a Mack truck. Sorry, just a Mack truck driving by. This is what happens when you leave your house, folks. Things make noises. That's okay. Here's a guy on a bike. Look at this guy. I didn't do it in time. So, looking back, it's hard to look back so recently removed, but as I've been saying the last 2-3 weeks. I went to the last Mets game of the season. We were playing for our lives then. That was September 30th. They had the doubleheader against the Braves. I think that was Monday the 30th. I don't really care. I don't fact check. This is an entertainment comedy sports backcast. I really don't give a shit. I say wrong things all the time unless I'm totally right about it. We had the doubleheader with the Braves, Monday the 30th, we'll say, when I was at the Best Bar in America. Also did a live show that is on the Patreon, of course. They needed to win one of those games. They won it on the first game on that Lindor home run. And starting with that, it's been house money. We had to win that game just to get in to the playoffs, and we ended up pushing obviously the best team in the National League, and could find out the best team in baseball this year, the Dodgers, pushed them to a 6-game series in the National League Championship Series. And some timeless moments along the way. The Pete Alonso home run will go down in not only Mets history, but baseball history as one of the most dramatic home runs in baseball history for sure. Maybe one of the more dramatic moments in sports history too. And I don't think I'm just saying that because I'm a Mets fan. I think that's fact. We talked about it after it happened. It was the first time in an elimination game a team came back in the 9th inning from 2 runs down to win the game. especially for Pete Alonso playing for a contract. I think at this point he'll probably, honestly, again, I said it at the time, that home run got him paid. Hello. So Pete will be back this year. Next year, I would put my money on, and I'm okay with that. I was on the fence because everybody likes to poo-poo Pete Alonso, but he showed up when he needed to in the end. And I was on the fence anyway, even before that. So we had the Lindor home run to beat the Braves on the last regular season day of the year to get into the playoffs. The Mets were dead in the water in the 3-game series against the Brewers. Pete Alonso hits that miracle home run to win that series. And I'm going to cross the street. I don't really give a shit, frankly. Who do we beat after that? Oh, the filthy Phillies. Philadelphia. Their bats. Looking back, really a fairly straightforward series against the Phillies. There was a couple moments you're worried as a Mets fan, but there's a one game they hit. But other than that, their bats died. Bryce Harper, one of the gayest players in baseball. Absolutely no one can argue with that. Truly. Bryce Harper, a real prima donna. And once again, blew it in the playoffs. Just didn't show up. Unbelievable. And then we moved on to the Dodgers. Didn't know if we were playing the Dodgers or the Pods. Got the Dodgers, who obviously were the better team. Said before we started, said again, house money from the beginning. House money since the playoff playing game. Listen, they pushed into a 6th game. And I'll tell you exactly when I knew it was over. And it wasn't until, I believe it was the 4th inning or the 6th inning of Game 6 of the Dodgers series. You know, obviously we fall back 6-0. Vientos hits another big home run, cuts it to 6-3. And then we have, I'm going to say it was the bottom of the 6th. I could be wrong. Who gives a fuck? Bases loaded. Jesse Winker at the plate. And he strikes out, or he pops out. That was a moment I knew that was the end of the road. Obviously, there was still some innings left. I think they ended up, what did we end up losing? I didn't even finish watching the end. It was 10-5 or some shit like that. But that was when I knew. Bases loaded, Jesse Winker at the plate. I was waiting for another magical moment there. And he pops out, and that's when I knew, all right, this is finally the end of the road. It's been house money. I mean, they got Ohtani, Kiki, Hernandez. They had great pitching, got to give it to them. And the Mets just about pushed it to the limit. Didn't get to the Game 7. But they pretty much pushed it as far as they could push it. I thought they ran out of gas multiple times on that run. I thought they ran out of gas in the 3rd game of the Brewers series. And Pistol Pete, the polar bear, delivered. So, now listen, everybody's saying how hopeful they are about the Mets' future. I'm not going that far because I'm an eternal pessimist when it comes to the Mets. I think we saw good things, but I also think, if we're going to be honest, there was some lightning in the bottle here in New York for that Mets run. You know, you think Jesse Winker can sustain big hits over the course of a season? The clip Lindor was, I mean, I guess Lindor's a Hall of Famer, but timely hits, which you don't get all the time. You could have the best lineup on the planet and still not be able to get timely hits. And the boys strung it together. Pete Alonso's playoff pumpkin. I hope he fucked that pumpkin after the loss, frankly. Yeah. Sorry, I got to thinking about pumpkins. Now I'm sidetracked. That beautiful, beautiful Pete Alonso playoff pumpkin getting pumped full of Pete's seed. I might write Pete and ask him if he fucked that playoff pumpkin, and if not, if he could send it along my way. By the way, if you missed last week's Ski Mask Collective, Ski Mask fuck, the pumpkin on camera. You're going to want to go check that out. Nobody else doing what we're doing out here. Nobody else is even leaving their house like I am, Frank. Look at the beautiful trees. Look at this, folks. Is it the best time of the year or what? Unbelievable. Not only the views, but we're pushing 80 here in Fairfield County. Just, I think it's 80 something degrees right now. I'll be out in the yak tomorrow. So, we'll see. Lindor will stick around. Alonso will stick around. Francisco Alvarez, young talent. You like what you saw from Acuna. Winker was a role player. I'm okay if he's not around. Nimmo, obviously, is proven to be a solid everyday player. Need some bullpen. Massive help in the bullpen. I think they also need to shore up another ace starter. And listen, at the beginning of last year, everybody was saying the Mets where they were in the World Series talk, as one of the better teams talk, and then they completely shit the bed and had to come back from the dead. Rack me, that rhyme. So let's not forget, before the season, the Mets were a team that had high hopes. But then they kind of shit the bed. They had some injuries. Lindor was out. Pete was out. As every team does. But you forget that now, looking back, because it felt like we were the underdog all playoffs, which we were to get there. But beginning of the season, the Mets team was favored to be one of the better teams in the National League. So, again, relief pitching, number one on the to-get list. Let's get Pete back. We got Pete, Lindor, Francisco Alvarez, Nimmo. I'd love to see Marte back. Maybe one more. We don't need a power bat necessarily, but some kind of bat to shore it up. I mean, it's all simple stuff, but... So, it was a fun ride. Had some fun moments there at the best bar in America. Obviously off the air, but with you folks too. Doing the lives on the patio, doing the lives with Mead, watch-alongs. The last time we had this is 2015. We had any kind of decent run. And I guess any fan of any team, it's kind of, I don't know how you would describe it. Special times, halcyon times. They say halcyon days, but days you're going to remember in a capsule. I remember 2015, each game from Casey's. We watched it at Bobby Valentine's bar here in Stamford. Getting the boys together, getting the group chats going. So, a fun ride. Que sera, sera to my fellow Mets fans. This season, you can't be mad. I'm an eternal pessimist. Years past, I would have said, who gives a fuck, what fun it was, why didn't we win? But truly, this year, it was really house money the whole way through. So, fun times. 2 days removed. What are we, 3 days removed now? 4 days removed now? No, what today? Today's Tuesday? I don't fucking know. Really only 1.5 days removed. So, still have some disappointment in my gut. Yesterday was rough. Because you just were looking forward to that Game 7 yesterday night if you're a Mets fan. And now we're only 2 days removed, already starting to feel better. So I think hopefully we just carry this fun feeling over to next year, as gay as that sounds. And see if there's, if we can get... The big thing, if you're, obviously was the clubhouse momentum, which is a real thing. So we'll see. I think keep that core together. Those guys like each other, which does count for something, especially in baseball when you play 162 games at least. That does count for something when they're with, it's one thing in the NFL. They play one game a week. Probably the quickest season in sports. It goes by so quick. We're already about to go into week 8. We'll cover that on this week's Sports Mask. So we'll see. Good to see the Mets could do it. And listen, the Mets did it without a bullpen. Kodai Senga was one of our main starters halfway through the year. Didn't play since May. Did his best in the playoffs. And we got beat by a better team. Listen, but also never forget Otani and all these other guys. The United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So no matter what he achieves in his life or Major League Baseball, he'll always, and all the LA people and all the Japanese will always have to live with the fact that we bombed two of their cities to hell, killing hundreds of thousands of people because they chose to even try to touch one of our boats. Now, it could be an inside job. Did we know about it? That's for another podcast, perhaps something on Ski Mask Media. But we dropped bombs, atomic bombs on Japan. They paid the iron price. All they did was win a baseball series. Otani just beat a team that shouldn't have really, truly been there anyway. So fuck Otani, fuck the Dodgers. And I called it before the playoffs. I think the I said the Yankees-Dodgers is the sexiest series you could have planned if you're take rooting interest out. Yankees-Dodgers is the sexiest series you could have asked for going into the playoffs. So baseball and Fox all got what they wanted with this series. Obviously, Dodgers moved from New York, two of the oldest franchises in baseball. Otani versus Judge. Soto, Kike Hernandez, whatever. So it's hard to even talk about it, but I think it'll actually be a good series. I think the Yankees win. Like I said on the last Sports Mask, I mean, Soto, Judge, Stanton, all in a row. Good luck. But rooting-wise, it's tough, because I am a National League guy. I guess I have to root for the Dodgers. Because I've always been of the school, the team that beats you, you root for to win, because then it makes you look better. The Dodgers win, the Mets can say we got beat by the World Series champion, And I have to I'm around Yankees people all the time, and I'm a eternally miserable person who likes to see other people miserable. So yes, let's go Dodgers. Now that I just talked it out, let's go Dodgers. Fuck the Yankees. They call me Tom Petty. Many people call me Petty Crocker. They call me in the streets. So let's go Dodgers. Yes. And that was it. That was the Mets season. Fun run. We'll remember it. Here it comes, folks. I'm on a train to New York to visit the soccer ball clubs because I leave my house and actually deal with real comics and not just talk about washed up people. Anywho. I'm going to try to continue with this on the train. I wanted to get to the Jets as well. Here it comes. Isn't this fun, folks? MLS playoff preview. Are you talking about soccer? I'm gonna try to continue this on the train. Hold on. I wanted to touch on the Jets. Hold on.
Wanna be next to the people, man?
All right. We'll talk about the Jets this weekend. That's it. Quick one.